Okay, now let's take a look at how we can use Elastic Audio to correct a performance. I've got a bass line here that's not too great. Let's have a listen. Whoever's playing that bass was definitely one eager beaver. They're all over the place. Luckily, we can fix it with Elastic Audio. The first thing we need to do is enable Elastic Audio on the track, and we can do that by clicking here. We need to choose one of the 5 plugins. What you choose here will depend on the material on the track. Polyphonic is a good general purpose algorithm that's great for material that doesn't seem to fit into the rest of these categories. Rhythmic's perfect for drums and any other rhythmic instrument. Monophonic, as the name suggests, is perfect for mono material like this bass part, or for vocals, since it helps to keep the formant of each note intact as it stretches and compresses. Vari-speed is more of an effect than anything else. It keeps the pitch and the time locked to create tape-like speed changes. We're going to play with this in the next video. Xform allows us to do really high-quality time stretching, but it can't be used in real time, so we'll skip it here. Let's go with monophonic. The track will take a second to analyze the file, and then voila, nothing changed. Well, that's actually not true. Let's click on our track view selector here and select Analysis. You can see that Pro Tools added these warp markers everywhere it found a significant peak in the audio file. We can change the amount of markers using Event Sensitivity. Open the region menu and go down to Elastic Properties. Now, let's select our region here. Here's our event sensitivity here. As I lower it down, you can see the markers disappearing, and as I move it up, you can see them reappearing. Only lower this if Pro Tools is creating way too many markers. Now we can use Quantize to move all of these markers to the nearest 16th note, which will drag the audio that's attached to them along with it. So let's go up to Event Operations, and go to Quantize. I think we're going to need to go to 16th notes. Make sure Elastic Audio Events is selected. Hit Apply. Let's listen to it. Well, it's definitely much better, but there's still a few problem areas. You can see these 2 problem areas here, and there's another one here where these markers aren't actually evenly spread apart. It's actually easy to fix this because we can just drag these markers manually. In order to be able to adjust the markers, we need to set the track view to warp. Now we see these little blue arrows here. Let's just zoom in on our first problem area here. Let's make sure grid mode is on, and let's set it to 16th notes. There we go. Okay, let's drag this over and drag that one over. Let's zoom this out. Let's find our next problem spot here. Let's drag this over like that. Okay, I think that's done it now. Let's have a listen. Awesome, that works perfectly. If we want to add or remove warp markers, it's easy. We can simply double-click with the grabber tool to add warp markers, or to delete them. We can also delete one by right-clicking on it and selecting Remove Warp Marker. Or we can just select a whole bunch with the selector tool and hit delete. Right now we're using the elastic audio feature in real-time mode, which means that any changes we make will happen right away. But this, of course, eats up processor power. You can see real-time is selected here. Putting the track into rendered mode will create a render of every change we make and play that back, freeing up the CPU. Now, we could just leave this track as it is, but if we want to give this session to someone with an old version of Pro Tools, or maybe even someone who has another DAW, we're going to have to bounce this track down first. It's easy to do. All we have to do is disable elastic audio. A dialog will pop up asking if we want to revert back to the original or commit to the changes. Just hit commit and a new region will be created that locks in our changes. Move ahead to the next video to learn more about the elastic properties window.